Manchester United won, Burnley won alongside Stevie Nicol. This one, Stevie, was kind of meandering along. Onana had several saves to make. Anthony giving United the lead 11 minutes from time, and then an equaliser from the penalty spot. So was a point apiece a fair result today for you?
I think so, yeah. I mean, they both had good chances to score. As you said, Onana made a couple of saves, but Anthony did score a great goal, but he had a couple of chances before that as well. I mean, you said it was meandering. I mean, that's the truth. I guess if you're the neutral that we are, the last 25 minutes was hear 'em, scare 'em. I mean, it was just up and down. Both sides clearly trying to win the game, which is good, but both sides in the final third were, I mean, you talk about making the wrong decision consistently. And I don't know whether Burnley were worse than Man United at that, because both sides just were woeful. Certainly when it came to the edge of the box and the final pass or the final decision, or the final shot, whatever it was, that final piece from both sides was awful. So many giveaways, so many times coughing the ball up. So, listen, neither side will be happy with a draw because both sides needed to win. Burnley to try and hold on to the Premier League status. And, of course, Man United try to push to make sure they get a European spot. So, I guess neither side will be happy, but at the end of the day, neither of them lost.
What kind of team are Manchester United right now?
Well, let's be honest. Burnley are going down. That's a fact. There's not a smidgen of chance that Burnley stay up.
Well, look, it's two from three. I think Sheffield United are definitely down. There's a slight chance, but Man United have struggled to beat Burnley. There's a slight chance.
Do you want a bet? I'll put a bet on me right now. I don't care. I'll give you $1 million to 1.
The likelihood is that Burnley will go down, but there's more of a chance of them staying up than there is Sheffield United. But the bottom line here, we're speaking Man United, Burnley. Manchester United have not beaten a team that are second bottom, and they struggle to beat the worst team in the division. So what type of a team are Manchester United right now?
Well, that's exactly what I was just about to tell you.
Before you decided to put bets on them.
You decided to jump on me. Listen, Burnley are going down. That's a fact. I'm telling you that now.
Okay.
And I'll give you odds if you want it.
Okay.
But the fact is that the team that's going down go to Old Trafford and don't deserve to lose. Mm-hmm. They deserve at least to get the point. And so that tells you how good Manchester United are right now. You couldn't tell the difference between these two sides. You couldn't. If you knew nothing about football and you just turned up to watch this game, at the end of the game, you would have said that these two teams were equal. That's where Manchester United are.
Just another team then?
Just another team. They're not the United of old. They're not a team that's on the rise. They're not a team that's consistent. They're not a team that makes good decisions, whether it's in attack or whether it's in defence. I mean, Ten Hag's talking during the week about how they should defend better behind the ball. Well, my goodness. What an absolute shambles that was today, defending behind the ball. So, yeah, this is a team that's going nowhere. And I guess that's probably the best way to describe it. They're going absolutely nowhere.
So there's got to be a manager change in the summer. You don't keep a manager of a team that's going nowhere, do you?
No, there's no way Ten Hag stays as a manager. There's not a reason why. I've said it before. Why? If somebody can tell me a good reason why he should stay, then that's fair enough. But I've not heard one, and I can't come up with one myself. And so if there's not any reason to keep a manager, regardless of who it is, then why would you keep them? So, listen, the chances of Ten Hag staying there are the same chances that Burnley have got of staying up.
You don't see a reason why Manchester United can keep Ten Hag. If Sir Jim Ratcliffe says, can we have a meeting with the gaffer, and says exactly the same question to Eric Ten Hag, I'm not sure Eric Ten Hag could come up with a reason right now why he should be kept on.
Oh no, he could. He's been doing it. He's been doing it for the last 6 months. He's been doing it for the last 6 months. He's been coming out with all kinds of stuff about their character, about
a legitimate reason then.
How their togetherness and how they're getting better.
They're not.
Well, they're not. But that's what he would say. So that's what Ten Hag would say. Now, if Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to believe it, then so be it. But yeah, I don't think he will.
I'm going to take you back to before Erik Ten Hag was appointed. Manchester United were a mess. They were going nowhere. They needed something. They got Ten Hag and they got stability. They got a trophy, but it's not been able to be replicated this season.
No.
Are Manchester United back to where they were prior to Erik Ten Hag coming in?
Yes, absolutely. I believe so. And I agree with you when you said that, in his first season when he took over, they did make some progress and they did look stable. Champions League. So yeah, they looked as though, okay, we'll make some signings and then we'll take it a step further. I think that's what I think a lot of people expected that. But it never materialised. And Ten Hag can talk about being in the cup final, but the truth is, Champions League is what owners and everybody wants and fans, and it's not going to be there. And the way they're going, they're not going to be in Europe whatsoever, which in the long run may actually help them, whoever comes in next year, because then it'll just be Saturday to Saturday, and they might be able to kick on and again strengthen. So yeah, but they're back to where they were before Ten Hag came.
Okay, so would a new manager be able to get a better tune out of this squad of players if he's only able to bring one or two new players in?
You'd have to think so, because if nothing else, I think somebody could organise this team better. They've not been able to stop anybody since the first game of the season against Wolves at home. They've not been able to stop anybody, regardless of position in the Premier League. They haven't stopped anybody getting at them. And so whoever comes in, absolutely, I would imagine at the very least, can tighten them up and make them harder to play against. Listen, it's going to take a while to get back to the Man United days of Fergie with the swashbuckling football and the goals and the trophies and all the other stuff. But at the very least, you could be organised to make yourself very hard to beat, and then you go from there.
Let's end with Burnley. I think it was a deserved point for them with the penalty. It was interesting. It didn't take VAR long at all to give this as a spot kick, and it was pretty much a replica of Onana coming out and wiping out the Wolves player back in August. He got away with that one. It was later revealed he shouldn't have got away. He wasn't getting away with this one, was he? No,
not at all. And I think most of us that watched this game pretty much straight away when we saw it, particularly on the replay, went straight to Onana, Wolves, first game of the season. So yeah, when he was called over to the monitor, it wasn't a surprise to anybody. It is a clear penalty when you're able to see it again. So right decision, second time round.
Okay, Forest 26 points, game in hand against Man City. Luton 25 points, Burnley 24 points. 3 games to go. We're talking Burnley. For them, it's Newcastle at home, it's Spurs away, and then it might be a tasty one on the last game of the season, Forest at home. Is it a case of they have to win their 2 home games to have any chance here?
Well, for a team that has hardly won a game all season, to win 2 of these games seems pretty difficult to me. I mean, going forward, let's be honest. Had they had a decent forward line, they could have scored 5 or 6 today.
Yep.
But the fact is, they have a forward line that isn't quite sure what they're doing. A forward line that when they get into great positions to either get a strike at goal or to pick a pass, they always do the wrong thing. I mean, so how are you supposed to win games of football when you're forward lines like that? And of course, they did it again today. The goal they lost came from a crazy pass when it wasn't needed, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. That's something that's been happening to them all season. So I honestly find it very, very difficult to think that anything other than relegation is what's going to happen to Burnley.
Yeah, and I've just looked at Luton's fixtures. Now, Luton are right now the third from bottom side, so they're still going down. However, they've got Everton at home. They've got West Ham away, and they finish with Fulham at home. That's the best set of fixtures out of the teams battling against the drop, isn't it?
Well, it is, but the problem Luton have is they've got so many injuries that had they had a full strength side, then particularly the games at home, you know, they're a different animal at home, Luton, when they have the starting 11. But the fact is, right now they don't. They're way far from having the starting 11. They have players playing that really shouldn't be playing in the Premier League, and that's why they're on a horrendous run of results. And it doesn't look like they're going to get their injured players back anytime soon. They're running out of time. They're running out of games, and so I don't see how they win a game. That's the biggest thing. This stage of the season, whether you're top of the table or bottom of the table, you have to get points. You have to win, and I don't see Luton winning. Not with the catalogue of injuries that they have right now.
Okay, let's end with Forest then, because it's basically 2 plus Sheffield United going down. Nottingham Forest, Man City tomorrow, okay? Unlikely. Then their last 3 at Sheffield United, home to Chelsea, at Burnley. It's not a bad last 3 either for Forest, is it?
No. I think Forest they'll pick up points. As you say, I don't think they'll get any at City, but they'll pick up points.
Okay.
And they actually might be lucky because they've got an appeal in for the points, the deduction that was taken from them. And if that goes the right way, then that's just a bonus as well. Yeah, I think Forest will manage to be safe. I think they're way harder to beat than any of the other 3 teams down the bottom. And I think they'll pick up enough points to stay in the Premier League.
So it might be a case of Burnley looking back today, Stevie, at that game at Old Trafford and thinking if we had a goal scorer, then we might have got 3 points, and who knows, we might still have had a chance for safety.
Absolutely.
That'll do us today. It finished at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Burnley 1.